Do you know what the most common mistakes are that almost every home seller will make prior to putting their home on the market that could cost them tens of thousands of dollars? In today's video, we'll help you avoid those mistakes, but before we dive in, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel for more content on real estate. Leave a comment, like the video, and smack that bell, because here we go. So what are the two common mistakes that almost every seller and most realtors will make prior to putting the home on the market? One is the pictures. A picture is worth 1,000 words. In real estate, it could be worth tens of thousands of dollars. Most realtors don't think about what pictures, what order, which shots are more important than others. But more importantly, they don't even stop to think what they're marketing to. 95% of your buyers find their home online, on their phones. And because of that, you need to market to a 3.5-inch screen. And that's very different than marketing to a large screen. Your pictures need to be pristine. They need to be good angles. They need to be the money shot. Think of it like a dating app. If you see somebody on a dating app that you're attracted to, you'll want to see more pictures. And if not, next. And if they're average, maybe you look at more and maybe you don't. But remember, real estate is emotional. You want that shot that draws the person into your house, who makes them want to see it. It's an extraordinarily important point. So when you're taking your pictures, make sure that you're taking the right angles that will look good on your phone. Makes sense, but almost nobody does it. Can't tell you how many homes I see in the multiple listing service or online that is the first shot, front of the house. Second shot, walking up the walkway. Third shot, patio or porch. Fourth shot, entryway. That might seem to make sense, but you just don't have that much time. Marketing is so important to pulling the right people into your home, because in today's world, 95% of your buyers, as I said before, will find their home online, on Redfin, on Zillow, and these type of sites. In which case, they set the parameters that they're looking for, and as soon as a house matches that parameter, they get an alert, and boom. And if they open it up and they see a house they really want to see, amazing. And if not, next. And that's about how quickly it happens. We live in a very rapid society, and you have to change the way you're thinking about marketing because it's so important. If you're going to underprice a house by hundreds of thousands of dollars, then you can put a picture of a dog. But if you want to get the top dollar for your house, your shots are really important. Next is the blurb, or the description of the home. Keep it short, keep it broad brushed, because in today's short attention span world, most people don't read. And even if you have the most amazing features ever known to mankind, just taking up space and time that you don't have. As a matter of fact, if you look at Redfin or you look at Zillow, they only show 2 or 3 sentences of your long crafted description of your home. Which leads me into point number 2, which is price. Price, marketing. Marketing, price. They're really two sides of the same coin. Because if your house is overpriced, it's just going to sit and sit and sit. And if it's poorly marketed, it's going to sit. The only problem is, if it's poorly marketed, you won't know if you're overpriced because you're not drawing in enough traffic to make an educated guess as to what's going on with your home. Think of your home as product. It needs to be priced correctly, and it needs to be marketed correctly. Because otherwise you'll have the feeling that you've left money on the table, and you don't want to do that. But again, you can never be underpriced. If you're underpriced, you'll draw tons of traffic and you'll sell really quickly. But if you're overpriced, you're just going to sit. And you don't want to leave money on the table by underpricing, and you don't want to sit by overpricing. So how do you know if you're priced correctly? The one thing you can't do is rely on sites like Redfin, Zillow, Homes.com, etc. Pricing correctly is a function of comparables, but not all comparables are created equal. So here's some very good tips on how to know whether your comparables that your realtor is bringing you are actually accurate or not. The first thing is, according to Fannie Mae, you want to have houses that are comparable to your property that have sold no longer than the last 6 months. And you want to have houses that are comparable to your property that are no further out than a half mile. And it needs to be like for like. So if you're 2,000 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, then your comparables need to be 4 bedrooms, 2,000 square feet, 2.5 baths, as close as possible. Don't compare a 2,000 square foot house to a 3,000 square foot house. It's a completely different animal. You want to stay within about 10%. So if it's a 2,000 square foot house, don't really go above 2,200 square feet. If it's a 2,000 square feet, you don't really want to go below 1,800 square feet. That's your parameter. You want your bedrooms and baths to be as close as possible. As far as your location, keep in mind that major streets are often price markers. You want solds, homes that have sold in the last 6 months, but preferably the last 90 days. You want homes that are currently under contract, called pending or in escrow. And you want homes that are currently on the market, called actives. So in conclusion, make sure that your realtor has a plan. Make sure that when they bring a photographer, that photographer is taking shots that are considering what device is being marketed to, and that he's taking pictures or she's taking pictures that will look good on a 3.5-inch screen, because that's what your buyers are going to see. Make sure that your realtor has comparables that make sense to your home. Not too big, not too small, not too far out, not too old. So that way you can get a value proposition that works for your home. The value proposition in both marketing and in pricing. Because again, they work together, and that's the way that you can get the top dollar for your home, period. Well, that's the video. But before we go, subscribe to the channel for more videos on real estate. Leave your comments and experiences in the comments below. Like the video, smack that bell. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.